All right. So last we left off, we're getting out of Dodge. Um, the party gathering together after successfully acquiring the crown and seeing that the university was becoming under surveillance and under lock from this event, this gala dinner that had turned south, made the decision to get out of town real quick. So making contact with Tavash uh, and sneaking out the back door of the university, donning the veils that he had got from Kabara. He successfully navigated the streets of Shan down to Terminus, where Shapiro was waiting. Obviously, maybe either tipped off or knew that there might have been a runner happening. Standing there with some magical spells around him, but you all successfully stealthed around Shapiro with ghost casting visibility on Hera to just save the day. Getting on the train with first class tickets, but you decided to stay in steerage at the back. Or at least that's where you got on the train. On the way to Rote, Hera scried on Kelly Keeling. Seeing her attack and kill some guards at an airship yard, commandeering a vessel and making her way out of town. Best guess is she is heading straight for the Moorlands. Now, I don't know whether you saw my message or not, but with measuring the thing, it'll be twice as long for an airship, so it's going to take her about 3.5 days to get to the Moorlands, especially if she's heading straight to Making. And that is without stopping. So as you can imagine, an airship probably does need, and that's in a straight line as well. That's with no issues, no air or anything like that. So maybe you could assume safely 4 days, maybe a day longer. You guys, however, jumped on the lightning rail to Rote, which is going to take about 9 hours, 10 hours. During the scry, she was muttering under her breath, talking to someone who pointed out that Hera was watching, and she looked directly at Hera. Thankfully, though, Hera kept pretty sane after scrying and kept her wits about her and relayed this message on to the rest of the party before her and Molokov went off to sleep. Molokov, obviously, reflecting on leaving Shan again under different circumstances, but also kind of the same circumstances. Ghost and Puck had a interesting interaction where Puck handed over the crown, and Ghost identified it, or attempted to identify it, discovering the darkness that resided within it. And I think you decided that it was a bit too much to keep out and about, hanging off a belt. So you decided to put it in your bag of holding, at which point, Molokov, you felt the presence of Maeve vanish. As she had kind of always just been, just for the last couple of days, sitting just behind you, just out of view, and feeling that loss again. Both good and bad, I think, for Molokov. But you obviously all settle down and close your eyes for a bit of a rest, and can all have a long rest. As you start coming to in the early hours of the morning, you can feel the rattle of the train going on. Can I get who's waking up first? who thinks they might be opening their eyes first? Yep. You kind of like start looking around the cabin. You can see that it's very early hours of the morning, just through one of the gaps or something. Um, and one of the other passengers in the steerage look over, and it's got one of those big, heavy cloaks on, and just has a little lute out, and it's just plucking away a couple of notes at a time. Uh, Looks up and over to you, and you see that you're the only two awake at this early hour, and you see golden dots as eyes, as this kind of really broad-shouldered, uh, almost bronze metallic warforged uh, sits in the corner, plucking away at this lute. Looks up at you and kind of has like that frown line that you see on robots that when the mouth hasn't been done properly. Uh, but looks over and goes, "Good morning. I hope I didn't wake you. You and your party. You headed north. Good place. Good place. You going for any particular reason?" Yeah, Sean can be hectic. It's too busy for me. Tried to make a bit of coin. Didn't go down too well. Me and my kind, you see, we're not welcome in the places where people have heavy pockets. That's what you might read. But in reality, not so much. I could perform down in the lower districts. Have a bit of fun, of course. Drink my weight in oil and, well, sleep in a bit longer in the mornings, if you know what I mean. He smiles at that and gives a nod. The name's Heavy. Well, HV126 if you're being formal. Pleasure, Puck. Interesting bunch you've got there. Oh, sorry, go on. You go first. I kind of wander. Originally from up in Thrain. Pulled into the war. Well, made for the war, as all of us were. Saw some action. Don't recommend it. Hmm. Good and bad. You see him kind of nod and almost, even for a Warforge, you see a wave of kind of almost melancholy go over him. Well, stories are all we can do now. Shape a better future. Well, not in my lifetime, if I can hope. No one actually. No, no. before I get shut down, or say, are you stopping off at road? Yeah. Well, if you've got the time, make sure to pass by the Silver Stage. I'll be doing a few performances. Well, sun's almost up. Might shut myself off for a while. See, get comfortable, and you hear the powering down of. Give me a perception check. You hear his little power source, whatever causes these to be alive, start to power down. And then you feel the train shudder a little bit and slow down itself. It stops. You hear a explosion of sorts from the front of the train. You run around and everyone wakes up. You hear over the speaker system, bing, bing, alert, alert, train derailed, alert, alert, train derailed. Everyone's waking up. Remember, you're in kind of like a cargo hold. There's no windows or anything. And everyone's kind of jolted awake now. What are you doing? Bing, bing, train derailed, bing, bing.
Out the back door then? Is there a back door?
You look, and yeah, there's a door to the back and there's a door to the next carriage. You hear rumbles, and so there's no windows in this carriage. Sure. Who's going with Puck?
Yeah, I'll follow out.
You get to the front of the carriage. Hearing Ghost, you're kind of sitting back in the carriage and seeing that a couple of the other people that were stowed away, well, not stowed away, but in here, kind of looking around like, what's going on? Puck and Molokov, you get to the edge of the carriage and look up the front. The next carriage in front of you is definitely like normal seats, just like kind of standard tickets. And there are people in there like, look, and they're all pointing out the window as you kind of look ahead to the front of the train. And it has approached a bridge, and the front of the train is kind of lopsided off the tracks. And next to it, you see this beastly figure with dramatic, frilled ears and a rigid horn atop its blunt head. Rows of spikes extending back from its nostrils and brows as the blue scales of a young, immature dragon are clutched around the front of the lightning rail, feeding off its energy. I'd like everyone to roll initiative, please.
Just a young blue dragon.
You know, I was just thinking we didn't have enough dragons in this game.
You can thank Jono for this roll.
Oh, right.
Oh, good start.
And as always, because he's not here, you can get an advantage from him each. Oh my god, I didn't bring up my dice. 2 seconds.
Oh, on par with Puck.
Okay.
Let's take a guess on that one. I rolled a natural 20 to get here.
Ghost
20 total.
and Hera.
19.
Oh,
Holy
great
shit.
initiatives, guys! Great initiatives.
Good job.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Hera and Ghost back a carriage, and then Puck and Molokov, you're kind of in this front carriage here, or you've just got onto that carriage. A couple of things to describe what's happened. This dragon has clearly grabbed the train and yanked it off the tracks. It seems to be feeding on the lightning energy at the front, but the front cart looks definitely not demolished, but derailed and you probably assume there's not anyone living at the front there. The dragon is currently feeding on this lightning energy. People are running about the train and panicking. And Hera and Ghost, you can use a movement action to get to this current carriage. So, the train comes to a stop. At the front here, this is not an explosion. This is a orange autumn tree, let's say.
Beautiful.
Yeah, on the bridge, over the bridge.
Like a glade.
Yeah. See, the train has stopped, which means you are no longer traveling at speed towards Rote. And this creature is munching on the magic at the front. So, Puck, you're up first. What would you like to do?
Are we sure that's where it stops?
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Nice. Own potion is a bonus action. That's fine. Sure. You're on the roof, so you've got no obstacles at all. You over the top. You can imagine though that in the carriages, people are going to be the obstacle there. So run forward. Do you do anything to get its attention or anything? Understood. All right, Molokov, you're up.
Yeah, okay. I think sort of seeing Puck sort of clamber out and onto the roof, I think I would have probably followed him up there. So,
Yep. So you want to be on the roof as well?
however he got up, I'll sort of jump up the same way.
Would you
Probably a
red
little
for
less, little less nimbly. I'm just looking at what I need to do that, but I think. Oh no, never mind. I have to do no, so can't change that over just yet. So I guess, yeah, sort of seeing Puck hurtling towards it, still waking up. I think he just pulls out the shield and will also just action dash. So what? Well, hang on. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then from there I'll go bonus action Misty Step. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To get on the other carriage.
Nice.
Sort of disappearing in that crackle of energy, and I will action dash another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe
Nice.
moving towards the center.
Yeah. As you do the run and you pull the cord and disappear and appear again with your misty step, you see the dragon as it's kind of like got its snout in the carriage. It kind of goes, turns its head back towards your carriages and just grins like someone that is hungry. Ghost, up.
Oh goody. Um, is there a ground next to the train here? We're not like on raised tracks where I'd have to jump fucking 20 feet into a
You're not
ditch
on
or something.
you're not on raised tracks, but you know that the train hovers over the lightning rails, and it's kind of now come down and sit on them. So it's maybe I'd say 5 foot jump down, but then
Oh,
to
yeah,
like
cool.
get back on the train, you'd have to seriously probably consider it not an action, but it'd take 5-10 feet of movement to clamber back up.
Yep, that's cool. This is a fairly large creature, so trying to keep half a beat on it rather than climbing up onto the roof like they did. I'll just slip off to the side and start
Yep.
running
So you can find
along
yourself
the.
like there.
I'm thinking more on like this
Oh, on
side of
that
the
side? Yeah, sure.
train.
Yep.
Yeah,
Here, I'll just move you
so I
over
can
here.
like kind of get a beat through it through windows maybe, but
So
just a
I would say
tangent
if
to
you're
get
on the
down.
ground, you probably can't see through the train.
That
Because
makes
remember,
sense.
there's going to be a train, and then seats, and then windows up here, and you're not the
Up
tallest of
above.
creatures.
All right, that's okay. Is it my movement to get to where I am now?
Yeah. You know what? Let's start at the thing. You guys have all come to the end of the
Cool.
carriage because that's a bit unfair.
Yeah, I will just action dash, running up ahead, and be like, yeah, this is a tricky one.
Yeah,
As you're
but we already
running,
know what we're doing.
you feel like the ground slip and slide under your feet. Like this is not well trodden area. It's the train always just hovers above it, kind of thing. But yeah, you see this creature turning around and looking at Molokov after it cast the misty step. But Hera, what are you up to? Or anything else, Ghost? Sorry,
That's it.
that's it.
Um, yeah, I mean, I'll probably
Here's lost in
just
the
move.
sauce.
Yeah, I suppose I'll move. Jesus.
Tell me what. Give me a free intelligence check. As you're kind of wiping the sleep from your eyes and what the fuck is going on here?
That's a natural one.
Just disregard.
Yep, cool. I'm just gonna.
You're trying to think of something, and a halfling grabs you from the seat and goes, "There's a dragon outside! There's a dragon outside!" And you're just like, "Shut up!"
Yeah, I'm just gonna move myself along inside the carriage and probably sort of stick my head like half out, peeping where the dragon is. Um, I don't really want to get too close to anybody else. Um, I suppose it's got a little bit of attention, but still over there. So I will pull the staff out and just sort of start readying myself. I'm gonna hold an action. Um, I don't have that spell prepared. Um,
Remember, it is the morning, so you could have re-prepared your spells.
yeah, that's true actually. Yeah,
You're preparing them now as this happens.
As you're
okay,
waking up, you're like, oh, flick, 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 flick.
yeah, I'm gonna hold Ray of Sickness, and if it comes close enough, or if it starts like making its way towards where the group is, then I will release that.
Nice, like it. Kind of hanging out the window a little bit. Those little like little tiny little windows that you can always struggle to open on public transport. You start to prepare the spells. You're flicking through your book and getting the components ready for it. The dragon pulls itself out from the front of the rail car and kind of like looks back towards Molokov and does a little jaunt as it flaps its wings, and you can tell that its wings aren't fully formed yet. Like it's not mutated or anything, but you can tell that this dragon is not at its prime. And as it does, it gives one beat and kind of hovers itself up and lands on the top of the cart as you just hear one of the passengers scream and fall out the side as its claws grip around the side of it. And it looks at you curiously, Molokov, and you see the lightning around its jaws as it sends out a lightning breath in a straight line towards you. So I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Cool. I will definitely use my reaction to. He sort of like brings his shield up, so I can add my shield's bonus to the save.
Nice.
Be a +3, and dex save.
Yep.
Which is just a +1, so +4 total. That just missed the thing entirely. An 11.
An 11.
That's not going to matter. I'm not going to bother.
You're not going to bother?
No, I could bring it up
muted,
to
Michael.
a 13.
If you're saying anything, Michael, you're muted.
I think he's too far away to do.
I also was like thinking about it. I
Yeah,
am too far
I
away
don't think
from
it's
you,
gonna.
unfortunately.
I don't think it's gonna make a difference.
You feel that the lightning wrap around your shield and then just start singeing your arm as you take 24 points of damage.
Oh,
Lightning.
ow!
And the dragon kind of crouches on the top of this carriage and kind of like rears up, and you can see that the lightning has kind of exited the aura around it. As players, you know that it needs to have a recharge on a dice roll before it can use that again. So, top of the round, Puck. I'm going to give everyone at the moment, top of the round, can everyone make an intelligence check? But except for you, Hero, sorry.
18 for Moloko.
18? Yeah. Nice.
13 for me.
13. Puck, I think you would be the one that kind of puts this panic of everyone to the side and just kind of thinks about it. How often do lightning rails get attacked by creatures and stuff like that? And the answer would be not very, because they can travel faster, usually. And so the fact that this one has knocked this train off is a very rare occurrence. But if the train was to move again, it probably wouldn't be able to keep up. just pull it over. Just you have that information, and you could shout that out or whatever. But you just see Molokov get hit by this breath weapon. You're on the roof as well. The lightning kind of like passes by you, kind of maybe like gives that goosebump feeling over your arms of static electricity. But it is your turn. Sure. Nice. And hit. 22. Yeah, absolutely. This is true. This is true. It does look immature. It does look like it's fucking about. It is young dragon. Nice. Pierces through it. It reacts. It gets hurt by that. Sure. Molotov. That hurt.
That did hurt. Well, say you're going to make yourself a target, but I think Molokov's going to try and make a bigger one.
It's not a competition.
No, he sort of again pulls a crank. Unbuckles a bit on the shoulders, and the armor starts expanding out and turning into that sort of juggernaut-sized armor, and this big helm comes over his head, and he grows to a large size.
Nice.
And then I will go 1,
Big Molotov. Big kitty.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right to the
Megatov.
end of the carriage.
Yeah, shonky.
And as he's going as well, sort
As
of
you're
gives
moving.
himself the
Like the top of the train, like cling, cling. And you can imagine the people under you are like, "It's above us! It's above us!"
And yeah, just sort of get to the end of the carriage there. Sort of you see the armor where it's still crackling a bit, starts fusing itself back together, and I'll give myself some temp HP.
Nice.
And that'll be my turn.
All right,
Sort of.
Ghost. You start squaring up against this thing.
Hey, yeah. I don't know much about dragons, but I know a fair amount about mechanics. So hearing Puck yell out, I'll be like, yep, I can give it a shot. I have an idea. Firstly, we'll send Envy up onto the top of the train where Puck is.
Nice.
I don't know how much. You want 10 feet of movement to get up?
Yes, please.
Right, so that's 15 there. So that's a full move there, and then dash to. Who's going to be more of a target? It might be Molokov, actually. You're a little far away. Yeah, dash right into behind Molokov. There's just enough movement there. So 10, 20, 65 plus. So that's 15 to get up.
Nice.
And I
Tidding,
myself.
tidding, runs across the top of the train behind Chonky Mole.
I myself will kick a pin from the back of my boots, which I haven't done in a freaking while.
Oh, nice.
Activate the little leaf spring pedals on the back, and expeditious retreat. Give myself some dash action. So I can move 3, 6, 9. Trying to keep just pressed up against the edge of the train.
Yep.
Like attempting to maybe run by this thing, but we shall see. And that is my full movement action and the rest of it. So that is where I'm at.
Very nice. Yeah, cool. Hera.
Think seeing that it came like round that way, and I've sort of probably lost vision of it being in the carriage, I'll move down to the to between those two carriages, and then start climbing my way up onto the end of that carriage.
Sure, you're going to get up on the roof.
Yeah.
Nice. Clamber up and you look down this carriage, and I can just imagine you see like Puck taking a stance, Envy going up behind, Molokov is like huge, and then as the focus goes past that, you see this dragon just looking straight down the barrel at you. I feel like he's frozen.
Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes, but
Whoa, camouflage.
what?
I think he's trying to say something too. But...
I think so.
Oh,
Oh.
what's that?
It also always sucks when you don't realize and you just carry on talking for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's never as good the second time around. You're like,
I've had that happen to me a
it.
couple of times. Then I'm just like, I cast this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hera vanishes from the plane of existence and comes back.
Tell me you cast black.
I was about to say, how much of that did you guys get?
None.
0.
0? Okay. Well, I tried to cast a Ray of Sickness, and I rolled a 4, which
no
would make it like a... So.
Yeah, the magic blast just shoots off and doesn't quite reach as you're trying to make sure it doesn't hit anyone else. Anything else from you?
No, that's all I can do.
All right. Okay. The dragon is going to see No. Just to put the fear of God into you guys, it will use a legendary action to detect. And on a natural 20, you see it kind of side eye Ghost as you run up the side of the train. And then it turns back to Molokov as this is a too good a target, and it presents its horn and just boom, 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 rushes you. And it's going to make a ram attack.
Ooh.
So that is, and you can survive. You can survive these ones because it's an attack roll. 12 plus 9. So 21 to hit.
How much did he move?
He moved probably about like, what was he here? So 20 feet.
Not very far. Yeah, not worth using that. So I will, as he's coming towards, almost just seeing him there, the shield grows larger, and I'll plant it in the ground.
Nice.
I will cast shield.
Yet again, denting into this lightning rail.
Yeah.
And in kind of like that comical fashion, the horn will meet the shield, and then the rest of the dragon will kind of almost spring up as you obviously don't take any damage from that. Therefore, you don't need to make a strength saving throws. Boom! And you kind of like slide back a little bit into the metal cart as well. Rears back up, and it's going to make a claw attack to finish off its turn.
Yep.
23.
Not beat 25.
No, so it slashes against your shield, and you can feel it. But thank God for your big size. It meets a brick wall, a movable force, unstoppable force, a movable object, something like that.
What?
Puck, you're up. Nice. Go for it.
Aim for the ankles. Oh,
Bless you.
Who was that?
Bless you, Alex.
Bless you, Anna.
Oh,
13 will not hit. As you run up, and even behind the shield, you kind of like try to get it, and I would say like it grazes the blue scales, but it doesn't actually do any damage. Nice. As you swipe at it with the sword, you see that the claws are in Molokov's shield, but there's another appendage, and it's its tail, as it uses a legendary action to whip round a tail attack at you, Puck. Not fantastic. No. That is... So 12 to hit. Yeah. Boom! Slams into the side of the carriage, and you feel the whole thing rattle. Molokov, you're up.
All right, he's right in front of me now.
Sure is.
Can I grapple a dragon?
So you are only one size
dragon
less than
does
it now?
Yeah, I do believe it means... Definitely means I can try and shove him.
You're large and it's huge, I think, or vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think
what
you
size
can only
larger
do
you
one.
you can still attempt.
I think I can. By the way, actually, we can probably... Tell you what. The question I'll ask is, if I were to take a shove, can I try and shove him off the train, as opposed to straight back?
You can go northeast, and possibly southeast as well.
I'll probably try.
You can't go north or south. You can't.
Yeah, I can't just throw him directly. Yeah. No, gotcha. I think I'll do that sort of almost catching that blow on the shield.
Yeah.
And as he's swinging around to puck, I'll almost just try and drive him forward with it
Sure.
as a bonus
Can
action, and I'm going to
you
try
also
and
really
shove.
quick roll me a d6.
Oh, sure thing. There's a 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
As you're doing all
probably-
this, you do see that the lightning energy has started to come back.
Yeah. Yep. So I will try and shove him. So probably won't be successful because it'll be contested strength, contested athletics.
He'll go with strength. Oh,
Oh, wait.
Where is it? So, it's a 25.
it's a 12.
Oh,
I rolled very low on that. As I think, as its claws are in your shield, you actually have the leverage on this thing.
oh, cool. And yeah, I'll go for that northeast.
Yep.
Sort of
How
just
far?
trying to. I believe it's 10 feet.
10 feet. We'll put it there. So I'm going to say it loses its footing and crashes off the train, but it's still kind of like got a claw up on the. It's a huge creature.
Yeah.
But it is technically off the train. Its body is on the ground.
Cool.
Ghost,
I'm
you
gonna
feel
sort
the
of-
whole carriage lean towards you, like it's like.
Better than
Because
a
you said
dragon flying on top of
you were
me,
like
to be
up
fair.
against the carriage. You now feel it like pushing towards you. You're like, whoa! I don't want that.
Oh, okay. So with that, then I think he'll come up over there.
Yep.
Again, just and almost trying to like jump down on top of it. He's just going to take two strikes.
Yeah, go for it.
And roll them both at once. That's a natural 20 for one, and
Nice.
a 15 plus 22 for the other.
That's 2 successful hits.
Love that. We'll do the natural
Goals in
20.
life. Punch a dragon.
So 4 plus 8. So 16 for the natural 20 and 8. So a total of 24.
How much was the
Damage.
second attack? That was 16.
Total. Sorry, 16 and then 8 for the second.
8. Nice. Boom! You punch it twice, and it kind of like reels back. Go on.
It might matter for it because it is thunder damage.
No, that's
I don't
fine.
know if it's okay. Cool.
Smack it twice with your metal arm as it kind of like it's trying to hold onto this train, and it slips back again. It's going to use 2 more of its legendary actions to beat its wings towards you in a wing gust. So what I need you to do is make a dex saving throw, please.
Dex save.
Yes, please.
I will.
His breath recharge.
He's recharging the.
It did recharge, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, buddy. That's not good.
No, I don't believe it would be.
In your large size, you punch this thing twice and you kind of put all your energy into your fist, not your feet. And the gust of wind blows back. I'm going to need you to fall back 10 feet and take 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
Ghost, can you make me a dex save as Molokov tumbles back towards you?
I don't trust my dice. I should have trusted my dice. 18.
18. You see Molokov coming towards you, and almost because of that train tilting, you're now aware, and Molokov slips off and falls, and you kind of press yourself up against the cart and don't take any damage from that, but Molokov is now prone and on the ground.
Ooh. Buddy. You good?
Nope.
In like that large, like, no.
Yeah.
Cool. Good turn though. That's significant damage on him. And Ghost, you're up now. Hera on deck.
Oh, not a lot I can do to help you, Mobkov.
Pat, pat, pat.
Cool. Stick with it. Where is the lightning rail thingamabob
Like the dragon shard?
up the front that this dragon was on? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Is it dragon shard?
the center thing, I would say.
Oh, I mean the one on the tracks. The thing that feeds electricity to the train.
Like the
That's
pylons.
what I want to get to. The pylon.
The pylons?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the
like
one.
we'll call them like. Let me just draw some. Draw.
There-ish. Okay, so it's my whole turn to get there anyway. That's okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Cool.
So every second square.
All right. Yeah, the weird combinations of things I can do. Rules is written I can't move Envy and do all of this movement in the same turn, so sorry, she'll just have to stay where
I
she
suppose
is.
you won't do that then.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a whole lot of running though.
That fully sounded like a rules is written, I can't do this. But I'm gonna do it anyway.
No. It's a rules is written. Sorry, guys. Use whatever movement I need to either squeeze through this gap between the two carriages or climb up onto the back of this carriage to get myself as close to this pylon as possible.
So what I want to know is, are you going under this carriage or over it?
Is there an under?
It's kind of like lying on the ground, but like you could squeeze under it. I'd say it's difficult terrain.
Is this just like a flat back, or do I have to like climb up the entire height of a carriage?
Tell you what, give me a dexterity check.
I will. Either way. 15.
Yeah, 15 was what I was looking for. You choose which one you want to do. No hindrance.
Cool. Under is good.
So you kind of like do the commando crawl under it. The train shouldn't be this close to the tracks, but the pylons are kind of holding it up still, and you kind of crawl across the gravel. It's not comfortable by any means. You definitely get soot and dirt all over you.
Yeah, sure. I suppose I should actually see how the mechanics of the train work. How's this work? Okay, cool. Yep, that is all I can do for now. That is all my movement, dash, and bonus action.
Okay.
As I'm running, though, as I get to this point, I'll slide a metallic rod out of my vest and like twist something at the end, and it pops out the 4 prongs, and just slide it into the back of the glove on my right hand in preparation for what comes next.
I'm excited to see where this is going.
Yeah.
Okay. Hera. Molokov's been pushed off, and the dragon is off the train as well.
Yes, and I suppose I will run myself up. I'm going to use my feline ability to get a bit of extra movement.
Nice.
I'm going to run up next to Envy. And that's going to be close enough. Yeah. I'll sort of start muttering under my breath, and eyes will go milky, and I'm going to cast Blindness, Deafness on the dragon.
Clutch spell. Clutch spell. What do you need from
So
me?
it's a Constitution save. So it might be Constitution.
Aim too far away.
Natural 20.
Fuck. I was hoping that was a natural one face.
For a 24 total.
Yeah, he succeeds. He succeeds. That's cool. Now I'm right there. And the dragon's right there. Cool.
You cast a spell at it, and you see its eyes like cloud, and then it like blinks and like almost tears out some of that arcane energy, and just looks over to you.
Sick. Yep. That was supposed to work, and it didn't, so there's no plan B.
It's no time for plan Bs.
No. That is all I can do.
Yeah, cool. Well, the dragon will blink out this arcane energy and kind of almost give it a laugh as it climbs itself back up onto the rail cart and turns to you. Electrical energy crackling. Does anyone speak Draconic? You hear it say something almost playful in Draconic. Lightning bolt straight towards Puck and Hera. Dex saves, please. Or lightning breath, I should say. Nice.
Save 17.
Good roll. It's a good roll.
17, nice. You both hit the ground, basically, as this lightning breath goes above you and scorches both of your backs. Each of you can take 20 points of damage at half. You can do whatever you want from now. Yes.
Do you have
So
evasion, Puck, or is that not yet?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit the deck, and then Hera, like, I would say even just a second later, copies what you do, but the back just gets scorched by the lightning. So you do save from it. You're not prone or anything. You guys can easily get back up. But as it sees you drop to the deck, it kind of like has this grin about like, I've dealt with those guys, and turns back. Sure, it just turns to Molokov to focus on him, but go for it. Oh, nice. That's a 19 plus 4, so 23. All good. Puck, can you roll me a d6, please?
I imagine that as Hera hit the deck and did really well, but left the staff standing up, and it just like lightning
conduit.
Yeah.
You see that the electrical energy obviously is dissipated. That's a breath weapon, not back for next turn. But yeah, it focuses on Molokov as its kind of next target. But Puck, you are up now. Put a hero in there. Nice. Yep. 19 will hit. Nice. Yep, definitely feels that. I don't know, Molokov, can he see you trying to get back up? Or is it like what's the vibe coming from Molokov?
Yeah, Molokov will almost, before he's up, will be one hand on top of the thing. Yeah, like he's.
Okay. You run in and it kind of like looks at you almost disgusted that it didn't take care of this problem. It's like, what the is now confused between Molokov and Puck, but is that ends your turn, Molokov, you're up. Oh.
Yeah, not sure how sizing and all that works, but I imagine climbing back on top from here isn't too much of an issue.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Like I'll say,
in
it
that
takes
case-
5 feet of movement
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get right to the top of the train.
Yeah. But that should be fine because it's half to get up, and then 1, 2, 3. And we're up again.
Nice.
Cool. Cool. I don't have enough movement. That's all my movement. Just getting up because I was prone. Yeah, so fun.
Hey. I don't write the rules, guys.
Hey. No, it's great. It's great. What else should happen on a natural one?
Save scum to the start of this fight.
Yeah. Got surprised, so you're like, oh, I didn't know this encounter was happening. Fuck.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I think sort of actually, yeah, I think he does know. I think seeing ghosts scuttle off and start getting out tools and looks like he's working on something here. I think Molokov will take that as keep him distracted.
Okay.
Seeing the singed hair on Hera.
It's like a reverse mohawk.
So yeah. So I think in the spirit of that, he is just gonna try and hit him twice again. Just keep that attention.
Okay.
I'll roll these one at a time because legendary actions. A 21 to hit.
21 will hit. Go for damage.
Lovely. That's 11 points of damage.
Nice.
And 26 to hit.
That'll hit. Go for damage.
Good rolls. For 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. These two punches, you feel the resistance giving up a little bit. You feel like it's not holding itself as tough as it was. You feel like you're getting somewhere.
And yeah, again, just I think I will bonus action more temp HP.
Nice.
Jesus, I'm using a lot of resources for
First thing
7 in the morning. But I think I have to, so yeah. That'll be my
Fair
turn.
enough. Cool. The tail whips round and goes for an attack on you using that action. Ooh. 24 to hit.
I just said I'm using a lot of resources. I'm going to keep using a lot of resources because this will last
The whole round.
a full round. So I
Yep.
think I will. He's going to cast shield again.
Yeah. Bang! Tail bangs off it, and you see a spark of lightning go off, but no cigar. All right, Ghost. What's this plan?
It's not exactly smart, but none of Ghost plans ever are.
Hey, that's how you guys got out of the airship. Was Hera's not smart idea of removing the the dragon shard.
Dear Lord. Sorry, Spotify's going to start yelling at me in 2 seconds. These headphones are so smart. Too smart for their own good. Right. So, my not smart plan
Yep.
is going to get to this pylon.
Yep.
With a metal rod attached to the back of his hand and go, "Ooh, I really hope this works." Yeah! And just like shove his fist into the pylon.
Okay, what are you trying to achieve here?
I'm trying to take some lightning damage.
Okay.
And as a reaction, a few glyphs on the back of the rod light up, and connected is just a wind of copper coil around the top of the glove, and I'm using absorb elements
Okay. So,
to pull in some of this energy.
yep. So what I'm going to say is touching one of these pylons. I think Hera did one in the Mournlands.
Has done so in the past,
or something.
yes.
And it does pump through electrical lightning energy. I'm going to say you choosing to fail the save, so you're choosing to take the damage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you punch into the thing, and I'm going to roll. Does it matter the number, or are you absorbing it all?
It matters for how much I take. I take half.
Right, so that's 9. So 24 halved, so you take 12 lightning damage.
Cool. Right.
And you absorb the
And
other
with
half.
Yeah. With that, kind of getting shoved back against the carriage, I'll and climb up and see if I can make my way into the control room.
Sure. So that'll be 5, 10, 15 feet of movement. As you climb into the control room, you see that there's this big gaping hole in the side, and the train conductors and stuff just splayed out on the floor. They did not make it. They've got electric burns. They've either been bitten or whatever. So you're alone in this carriage, and you see the control panel in front of you, red lights flashing, and train has been derailed. The dials are all kind of offset, and the compass is kind of spinning round. Yeah.
Wonderful. I don't know how action economy works with voluntarily touching a lightning rail pylon, but I guess I will use, if I have a whole action or part of one, for the rest of this turn, I will attempt to figure out how to hit a manual override switch somewhere. And see if I can find some sort of like
Restabilize
front
or
carriage
something?
alignment stabilizer, and like just turn that into the ready position kind of thing.
Okay, give me a intelligence check.
I will. Not bad. 18.
18. I think that's enough to be like, okay, what are these controls? I might not understand how they work, but I can understand the relation they have to each other. And you start twisting and turning dials and stuff. It's going to take you a turn, but you're figuring out that you probably could realign this. You still hold that energy in the absorb element, so...
Yep, every now and then a spark flies off and Ghost's hair is just like all standing up on end at the moment.
All right. Hera. Ouchies.
Yeah, big ouchies. I suppose. Yeah, there's still. Molokov's still quite big, so assuming he's going to be sort of the main focus. And just that. I'm going to get up off the ground and run in next to Puck.
Sorry, one final thing. Envy will run forward. I've just actually read how she works. She can move on her own. She can only take the dodge action unless I give her instructions. So
Gotcha.
She can actually come right in here. And that's
Envy
what she
comes
would have
in
done,
with
is come
Hera.
right to Molotov.
Yep.
Read your features, guys.
Yep, I'm gonna reach my claws out with necrotic energy and cast inflict wounds.
Oh, nice. You claw up against this blue scaled monstrosity in front of you. Is that an attack roll?
Try and find a soft spot on the belly. Oh, for fuck's sakes. 16?
A 16 will miss.
I thought I might.
You don't want to do anything about that roll?
I will use my Jalug advantage.
Nice. Nice.
Instead of being silly, that's a lot better. That's a 25 to hit.
You scratch at its belly and your claws just kind of almost like metal on rock spark against it. And then Jalud comes in and cuts open a wound with his sword. And so you just dig your claws into that open wound and you can inflict wounds now.
36 points of necrotic damage.
Holy shit. Cool. You just do you want to just like it doesn't kill it, but like it's brought it right down. Do you want to describe what these inflict wounds look like in its belly?
So almost where Jalug has like made the cut, I'll like push my hand into that sort of wound as it just sort of starts to like rot and like decay around the area like an infected wound sort of thing.
Yeah, nice. It I was going to leave it a turn, but I think that damage, its reaction is it pulls away from you and kind of almost screams in pain before it beats its wings towards all four of you. Can you please make me a dexterity saving throws, please? That includes Envy as well.
Yeah, It's
24.
not even something Envy can help with.
And that uses all of its legendary actions.
17.
17, nice.
Save those. A natural 20 for a 21.
Oh,
That's a 22 for Envy.
Damn.
oh my goodness. So I guess it's the physics of the thing that the bigger thing will fall. With a DC of 20, you all pass, except for Molokov. You need to be pushed back 10 feet, fall prone, and take
No!
10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
Everyone else, you kind of you feel that wind gust, and it's harsh, but you don't take any damage from that.
It's actually only at 5 points, and then it's 5 more points of psychic damage just from the embarrassment of like, come on, again.
Well, notably, though, Molokov is off the train. As Hera, is that all you will do?
Yep. Yep.
Cool. Comes to its turn, and it is not happy with that. It doesn't recharge its breath, but it will definitely take a bite at you, Hera. That's a 19 plus 9, so 28.
No.
Yeah.
Envy's gonna use a reaction to give Hera a shove to impose disadvantage on the strike.
Ooh. Natural 1 as it bites into the train and gets like a jagged piece of iron in its jaw, and it rolls back up, and it's just going to take a claw attack at Envy then, because fuck
cool.
Envy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, not great. 15.
That's the AC.
Oh, nice. So that the 12 points of damage slashing.
Awesome. It hurts.
Will it move? It's pretty freaking hurt, to be honest. It is going to... Before it moves, it's going to make a legendary action that have regenerated on its turn to do detect. And just try and get a beat on where everyone is. Oh, for frick's sake. It's a 3. Does not notice Ghost and therefore stands its ground and is willing to fight in this fight here. Cool. Puck, you're up.
Sorry, my cat loves me too much, and I'm gonna kick him out. He's just like crawling all over me in my notebook, and I'm like, I can't do anything. All right. Puck has a feature called Halfling Nimbleness. So speaking of reading your features, I can move through the space of any creature larger than me. It does not matter if they're friendly or not. I'm going to swing around to here to get
nice
flanking, which isn't necessarily super duper advantageous, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to take a swing with my sword for flavor while I'm running under him, but practically at the end. Okay, that's a 19 on the dice plus a lot.
Yeah. That'll hit.
Yep. And I get my sneak attack damage, so this is the full complement of dice. Alright, let me just do some maths real quick. 5, 10, 15... what was that? 15, 24 plus 5, 29 points of slashing.
Big hit. You cut right through the belly as even guts start to fall out, and kind of falters and tries to grab onto the side of the train.
Yeah, and I'm going to shoot with my hand crossbow into that now opened wound.
Oh, go for it.
That's a 21 to hit.
That'll hit. Go for damage.
Hey, that's nice. That's 12 points of piercing. Radiant thing. Yep.
Nice. Goes into it and see it's breathing heavily. It almost like doesn't react to that shot because it hurts so much, and it's just like contemplating what's going on. Anything else?
Probably just sort of like should have left last time, and then that's the end of my turn.
Nice. Mole, you're off the train again.
Sort of shaking his head,
Again.
knocks a bit of mud out of the helmet. And then I will climb back up. So, doot. And sort of seeing it there, almost in the ground, I will just sort of grab its head and try and slam it into the train.
Oh, nice. Go for it.
For a 19.
19 hits.
Cool. Oh, that's well off again. For
Comes back at it again.
9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Nice. Boom! It now dazed, looks around. Its claws are starting to like slide on the thing, and it's doing that quick like re-grab.
Sort of lift its head up, still alive, and go for it again.
Yep, go for it.
On 18 this time.
18 will hit. That's its AC.
Cool. For 12 points of damage.
12 points. Bang! Hits it again, and it's just like it's sliding off. It's kind of losing its thing. And can you roll me the d6 this round? Is it kind of its tongue's like half hanging out of its head? Did you roll a 6?
I rolled a 6.
Yeah. And as you're like smacking its head into the thing, you do see the
Go to sleep.
the electric energy start coming back in its jaws. Maybe it's because of your arm that's like powering it, but like, yeah, it got its breath back. Anything else from you, Molokov?
10 HP.
Always
And
good
that'll be
option. Always good option.
That's the last one, though.
As you twist and turn the dials, you see the train restabilizing, and you feel it starting to like use the energy from below it to kind of like elevate itself up. All the rest of you feel the train now not resting on the pylons, but starting to elevate again. You feel the electric energy bouncing forward and backwards. Maybe that's what's recharging this dragon as well. But Ghost, you feel the train just coming back in line. It's your turn, so I want to know what you're doing.
Yeah, gonna give
You
it
feel
some
the
extra
hum
juice.
is like.
I'm just gonna yell out, and I don't know if anyone else other than Puck will hear it, but you hear from the front cabin just a shrill, "All right, hold on!" And I'm gonna stick the rod into the dragon shard to just
Right.
and just supercharge it with a
Sure.
2d6 of electrical energy.
Yeah, sure. You call out
That's
and
10 points.
yeah, and everyone hears you. 10 points of electric damage or lightning damage.
Yeah, or like lightning passed into the
Yes.
mechanism. Yeah.
Looking at these dials, you know that as soon as you punch through this thing, it is going to just go. And as it's like, so that's what I'm saying is like it lines itself up and it's buzzing, and you go, you better hold on. You punch this thing, and you feel the train have a massive jolt of energy go through it, and the train lurches forward. So I need everyone to make Dex saving throws with advantage since you got pre-warning. Oh, you got to be freaking kidding me.
Mine and Envy's are terrible.
You don't need to make a save, Ghost. You're in the carriage.
Oh, cool. Envy's is terrible.
Puck?
Thanks.
21.
Molokov?
I mean, I'm thankful for the advantage because one of them was a natural 1, but the other one is a 15, which I'm not sure is going to do it.
Kara?
13.
Okay. So what happens with a DC of 15?
Here, no.
Molokov, you got this.
Okay, so here's what happens. Ghost injects this lightning rail with energy as soon as it lines up. He injects with energy. He's cooled out. The lightning rail gets all of its energy back, and it goes at full speed. Doesn't ramp up or anything like that. It goes at full speed. The dragon rolled a natural 1. And I think with it slipping off the carriage and everything, it just gets ripped off. Maybe the carriage catches one of its wings and it barrel rolls off into the foliage. Everyone else slips and grabs onto something, except Hera. Can anyone do anything?
Yes.
In this instance, when I'll let Jed go first.
I have a grapple gun.
Uh-huh.
I imagine it would take a beat though, because I've got to swap to it, but I can, grab that, and I'm just going to literally just shoot Hera with it.
Okay.
While I grab onto something.
I think that is fine. Molokov, were you going to add anything to it? So what you'll need to do, Puck, is you'll need to hit Hera's AC to hit her. Because this will be you either hit or you don't.
Yep.
I think you will do damage because you're just shooting her. But that will be a successful grab.
Yep.
As this is all happening in slow motion, and Hera kind of...
What were you going to say, Ian?
Yeah,
I was going to say, you're seeing Puck line up a shot and knowing what's coming from that. Like, and also knowing that there is potential risk there. Is this a reaction or is this I have an
it's
action?
kind of a. It has to happen instantaneously.
Yeah. Molotov will almost see what's happening and then flick the shield, and it's sort of as it leaves.
Here it just gets
Knocks her in the
ragdolled by a gun and a shield.
No, it's sort of like a boomerang goes around
Okay.
the outside of her, and as it does, it's sort of building up this crackling energy, and I will vortex warp. So if she is willing, I will vortex warp her inside one of the carriage beneath us,
Okay.
if possible.
For Vortex Warp, is that an attack roll?
No, it's just so it would be a save if she's not willing, but
I think. Well, Dale, you can speak here as well, because I still think there should be some sort of.
you can
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If she goes in,
No.
she's still got maybe she's still got the momentum, and she's going to smash into the back of the train carriage because she's floating in midair, and she's going to hit something and it'll hurt.
You can we can definitely still make it an attack roll, or maybe, and then with both of them together, that's our advantage of trying to get this done.
I think Dale's frozen again, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Dale is frozen again.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if he knows.
I like the idea
Oh, that's
of
back.
momentum.
He's back.
Maybe
back.
it's a.
Let's hear from Hera.
Oh, there we go.
What am I here? What are you hearing from
Oh,
me?
okay.
So I think Puck is shooting a grappling hook at you.
Yeah. I got that.
Molotov throws a shield around you, which is trying to vortex warp you in. I want to know from Hera is like, what's happening in here? Does she even do anything? As you realize you have slipped off this train.
Oh, damn it.
Here's telling us they're doing something really cool right
I mean,
now.
there's an awful lot of panic.
Yeah.
For me in this situation.
Do you do anything in reaction, or do you just hope for the best?
No, there's nothing I can really. I don't think I have anything that I can do.
Okay. I'm gonna
I
ask.
just sent you vortex warp if you want to
Yeah.
have a quick read, and just in case there's something you want to maybe
No,
add in a con save or.
You mentioned the Twist Version. Another creature you can see within range. Teleport to an object that you can see. You can see within a carriage. That's fine. Chosen space must be a server. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, look. I think that's a great use of the spell. I think even with Puck's like grapple hook, kind of gives you a focus line. Because the train moves at 100 miles an hour at an instant speed. So I think Puck, your grapple hook gives that line of sight for Molotov just to throw that shield down. It wraps you up here. You get teleported inside the carriage, and no mechanical damage, but you roll into a seat and just bang, 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 like it's rough. So you can even take 3 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
And the rest of you are feeling this wind because you're still on top of the carriage. Hera is inside. She's safe. Everyone is on board this train. You leave that dragon in the distance.
Holy fuck.
I'll find the throttle. Just
Sure.
Just back it off a bit.
Sure. It's still quite fast.
Yeah.
But you realize that the throttle does work.
You take it from 100 miles an hour to like a good, 30, 35. So
Okay, yeah.
friends on the roof don't have to deal with 160-kilometer-an-hour winds for a
I
second.
think using the last few rounds of being giant and having that strength, Mulligan will try and clamber down.
Sure.
Maybe trying to stand there as well and helping Puck back.
Yeah, you all get back into the carriage and you see Hera like into it in the seat.
I suppose it's too much to hope that was a coincidence.
You think we would have heard about dragons attacking the lightning rails more often if it was? I've never heard of anything like this. I don't think that's any coincidence.
You realize that Ghost is not in the carriage with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah, exactly like that.
I thought that would just kick it up, not... Yeah.
Oh, no. That was good. It was good. It's
You're
gone.
alive? Cool.
Live?
I gotta pilot this thing.
Where's the crew?
Well, the conductor's face down in a pool of his own staticky viscera, so, I don't know about anyone else.
Great. You know what you're doing?
Mostly.
How hard can it be?
Molokov is putting together sort of these bits and pieces, forming almost looks like a lantern. And I'm gonna pull out my lantern of revealing, which will, let me just pull up the wording on that. Infusions. Where are you? Of course, it's just. Where are you? Okay. So, yeah, so essentially I've got 30 feet of being able to see invisibility. And so, assuming that we're being watched for the fact that something knew where we were, sort of checking around, first of all, around himself, and then probably going up to the front, checking around ghosts.
Sure.
I'm looking specifically for scrying orbs.
Okay, yeah.
Knowing that that's how they operate, but also anything else out of the ordinary.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Yeah. Tell you what, Jalug, help me out with this.
Nice.
I'll give myself advantage. Perception. Only a +1, so 14.
14. Yeah, why don't we check the corners of each carriage and look around, and nothing gets revealed in the carriages, but when you get up to the driving the main carriage, the engine room, you see two scrying orbs. But it looks like they're quite methodically placed at each end of the engine room, almost as a maybe security measure to make sure that trains don't get hijacked and stuff like that.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Nothing suspicious gets detected.
Roger that. Yeah, I'll sort of, knowing that it's a thing that, seeing Hera cast it, it's it's only going to last a minute at a time. So just because they're not there now, I will be keeping an eye out
Yep.
around us as we, I'll sort of have this out, almost set it on a little hook.
Yep.
And
Nice.
I'll just be keeping an eye out for him.
Hey,
Alright.
you want this?
What
Good
is?
old health potion. You look a little beat up there.
It's been better. You can see as bits of the armor start like stitching themselves back together, and
Nice.
Grab a potion of healing if you want it.
oh. Tell you what, you hold on to that for now. I think we need to conserve those.
All right.
I will give myself.
Please take one of these then, and it's
Oh, yeah.
a stim pack needle.
Nice.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. How much is that?
It's a 1d8 plus 5.
6 plus 5, 11. I'll take that.
You keep checking in on
Thank
the
you.
engine room, Ghost, and you see that there's a little dial that has rote on it, and almost like a destination timer distance thing. And you see that there's about an hour before you arrive at rote.
Cool.
So what I want to know is there anything you guys are doing in that hour? People are calming down. They're kind of like, oh, what was? Did you see that? Oh my god! Like people were on the roof. And the guy got so big, and the stories are starting to circulate. You see, he like suplexed him over the cart and blah blah, and did all this stuff. And
Have we essentially moved into first class now?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people on this train though. It was the overnight one, but there's enough to like. You're not going to introduce yourself to every single one of them, kind of thing. But they're all shaken. They're all a bit.
We're going to have to hope to be a bit more anonymous in the city. I wonder who it was that sent that after us. But regardless, we've got to get a riddle on someone's after us.
Can we stop this thing before we get to the city? Maybe at least not get out at the station.
We could do one or two or both of those things, yeah. I mean, I can get us off the train and keep it moving. Not entirely sure this thing will stop if there isn't a pilot, though.
Just send it straight through them. Wait, I gotta get off from work.
I feel like that might draw almost even more attention. Train stopping where it's not meant to. We might be better served trying to blend into the crowd, like we did when we got on.
I can still pull up one of my disguises. Just look like a regular everyday. I don't know, maybe one of the Quandrix students had enough knowledge to take over piloting a train.
Did it seem like there were many students on the train?
No. Seems like people that would take the overnight train, you have a look around, there's like definitely people that were going to work en route in the morning. Some that are traveling for business, and got to make hay while the sun shines kind of thing. Not really nobles, but definitely people of influence and wealth. And, Shan is the big city of towers, but like Rote is it's a trading city. It's not small by any means. It's a very political hub. Yeah, not a lot of not. I wouldn't say there are any students on this train.
I mean, worst comes to worst, you can always just pull up and then leg it back to us, and we all get off with everyone else.
Yeah, for sure. I'll use it as a backup plan. I mean, just a student visiting his parents in Rote.
You saw
We were attacked by a blue dragon.
You saw the pilot
Everyone else.
or the train conductor. You could also just disguise yourself as the train conductor.
He is still lying. dead in the cabin. Just
Okay.
small issue.
Sorry, I don't know why. I think I thought he'd fallen out or something. All good.
Oh.
You could make that happen.
I was going to say we can just. No,
Hands
I think I agree. I think
He has a job and a family.
I think we just try and.
Papa?
Everyone else on this train's gonna back up our story anyway. We just have to
And no
slip
matter
over
what-
there and be the invisible heroes who supposedly
We're
didn't
going to
exist.
be pulling off on a train that's like ripped to shreds.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, no,
Okay.
try and make.
Try and just get off and get out, blend into a crowd,
Yeah.
disappear from the station, and then
Sure.
find somewhere to go.
You check back in the engine room, goes 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. You can start to see the outcrops of small farms and farmhouses and cottages become a bit more popular. Maybe there's an outer suburb that you're passing by, and when you're on a train coming into a city and you start to see that populous area, and ahead you can see the walls of Rote coming up.
Can we short rest on this time as well?
You absolutely can, yes.
Beautiful.
Oh, I have all of my hit dice back for once.
Nice. 10 minutes. 5 minutes. You pull the throttle back. 4, 3, 2. You see the station approaching as the lightning rail slows down, and you can feel that the lightning rail rods even assist in slowing it down, so that trains can't just absolutely throttle through here. And as it does, you feel like, because of the instabilities of this train, it like starts scratching against some of the pylons and pulls into the station. Stops. And everyone on board claps like it just landed a plane, as much as an annoyance that frickin' thing is. And the doors open.
Sure.
And on the platform, you see Ghost, you kind of like make your way back to the rest of the party as it stopped.
Yeah.
And
I'll like flip my veil on.
you see a tiefling. If I can find him. With a black cloak and black leather boots. Glasses on with those little chain beads that go around his neck, and a book in a hand that is kind of illuminating a little bit. He looks like this. And you hear him announce, "Ladies, gentlemen of all species, please remain calm. We are aware of the incident you have suffered. We need to make sure everything is in order. Please, by order of Lord Boronel," who you guys recognize is the Lord of Rote, "I am asking you all to remain calm. We just need to make sure everything is okay." And he starts announcing this, like, "Please remain in your seats. We will come through the carriages. We will check on everyone, make sure everyone is okay, and we will compensate you for your disturbance. We do apologize." You see he's kind of like using thaumaturgy to like boom his voice across, and you can see a couple of like what you perceive as maybe the King's Guard or the guard of the city standing behind. They've got short swords in their buckles, they've got shields on their backs, and they're in like nice tidy uniforms as they start to approach the train. What I want to know is, what are you guys doing? And for reference, train platform in front of you is where these guys are. There's obviously a bit more station behind you, but you'd have to like jump down onto the tracks to get out.
I say we just wait it out.
everyone's kind of like getting a bit fidgety, like, what, compensation? I was going to say, I would definitely ask for some sort of compensation. You know, they're all muttering and stuff.
We'll draw more attention to ourselves trying to leave than we will just staying here. And we're at the front carriage. They'll come to first. They'll come to first class first.
What are the chances that they were made aware of some stowaways from Sean?
None.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a lot of chance of that. No one even came to check our tickets. We've got tickets for this carriage.
That's true.
Yeah. I think the corruption might have ended at Sean. It didn't spread anywhere else yet.
The doors open and this tiefling walks in. He lowers his voice a little bit, and you can almost... There's no mechanical effect, but you can almost feel there's a bit of calmness in it, like he's almost calming emotions. Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for your incursion on the tracks. The city of Rote will be offering free accommodation for one night for everyone in first class, and we will be redirecting funds to your chosen accounts, should you choose to. Pulls out his book and he goes, ma'am, can I please have your name? And he takes the first person's name and details and starts making his way down as you see them go, oh, yes, I'm Lord this or that, or Lady this and that, and blah, blah, blah. Eventually he comes down to you guys and sees that you're a bit more beaten up. And may I ask if you have tickets?
Give him our first class tickets.
You see he kind of like looks over his glasses.
Puck's very well dressed. Like he, I'm going to start putting on a bit of a bluster of just like, well, I'm very, better be some compensation after that, like a bit of that kind of tough, kind of annoying thing.
Give me a persuasion check. Or deception, your choice.
Or deception. No, I'll do persuasion. That is a modified 20.
Nice. Looks at your tickets, looks back at you. Very well. Please see the clerk outside. They will repay you your gold in due. And if you would not mind heading towards Wayfarer's Rest, you may choose your residence of accommodation, and the city will be able to put you up for the night. And he hands you like some tokens, 5 of them. Very well. And do you guys say anything else back to him?
I think we're all just, I don't know, hopefully we're all feigning a bit of shock and awe.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, here,
The conductor's not doing so well. You might want to send someone to help. It was a really rough ride.
What were you saying, Dale?
Nothing. I was just saying that Hera is very much wounded. Just trying to get out.
Like he does notice your hurtness. And I guess he'll say at the end, he'll go, is there anything else that you wish to tell me?
It was
you were aware of the incident,
dragon?
right?
Very unfortunate, and we do apologize.
Thank you.
Gives a nod.
Cool.
Carries on down the carriage. And you see that some first-class people start to leave the carriage. As you do, you notice that they've closed off the engine room, and some city guard are in there. They're obviously dealing with that. You can see that they're trying to cover up as much of it. Not cover up, but like keep as much of it away from the public as possible. As you move onto the platform. So,
Give a quick beat around to see if there's any particular eyes on us, outside of just the general suspicion of these guards just watching over these people who've come in off a damaged train.
yeah, they're keeping an eye on people, but it doesn't look like anyone's watching for you. And you almost feel just a little bit of relief that the eyes are off you for a second. And as you kind of move off the train, you feel a freshness in the air. Bit of sea salt as you can hear the starting up of boats in the harbour. You can hear the people of Rote starting to wake up. And the city that is not off the beaten path, but definitely not involved in the darkness that is encroaching on the world. And with no one on your backs for now, and looking out into the city of a couple of possibilities of where to head to next, we'll call a session there, and you can see the city appear in front of you.
What was the name of the place they instructed us to go to?
Wayfarer's Rest.
Wayfarer's Rest, thank you.
Oh my god, it's huge.
Hey, look, it's a whole Neverwinter. It's just another city. That's very cool, though.
Oh, let's go to the museum, guys.
There's a museum?
There is.
So,
Oh, look at that.
Station Row, that's where we are.
Yep. So, some of you may know, and you've obviously passed through here before, but the Rote is basically Canberra of Brayland. It's where Lord Boronel resides, who used to be a king, but now it's changed to a democratic process after the war. Parliament Wall is where a lot of all the decisions gets made. It's a lot of bureaucracy and paperwork, and a lot of politicians are around here. Broken Blade Castle is where the Lord resides. Galifar Museum is quite legendary in the artifacts that it holds. Pavilion of the Host and Temple of the Silver Flame are the two religious temples. Wayfarer's Rest obviously contains taverns and such of where to stay, of different levels. And then Trade Fair Square and Station Row are where you're going to find your shops and smiths and so on and so forth.
Very cool. Hey guys, a museum that holds a bunch of artifacts.
Hey,
I think we've had pretty bad luck with ancient
famously
artifacts. Whoa, it was huge whoever did that.
Treaties?
Cool.
And so, yeah, you find yourselves in Station Row.
Is there a skyport, by the way?
So the Skyport and Boatport are kind of on each side of Broken Blade Castle.
Yeah, okay, cool. We'll have to
I
figure out.
imagine these are your commercial ports.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, this is where all the important people and high tier merchants and
Yeah, so the Howling River
collectors and
to
traders that come
the
through.
west will reconnect to the Dagger River, which goes down to Shan.
Cool.
What a place. A blue dragon.
How close were we to killing it?
Very.
Very close.
I felt like I was like, oh boy, here we go. Now that the combat is over, I didn't take any damage.
Yeah.
I didn't take any damage. I didn't use any resources. Oh, sorry, I used one of the flashbangs, and I get 4 of them a day. So I'm like, oh, whatever, that's fine.
took about 70 damage.
Well, I mean, at the same
Evasion
time, you made
is
yourself
insane.
big and stood in front of it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was the idea. It was the idea.
We were also down our other frontline fighter,
Yes.
you know, to be there and soak damage.
Oh no, it's what he's there for. I was pretty stoked with that, to be honest, to be able to absorb all that and still be standing.
25 points of that was also embarrassment damage.
Yeah, this is very true.
Yeah, I used a couple of resources, but the only damage I took was voluntarily from a pylon. I mean, that's what happens when you run away from the dragon.
Well, that's the thing is you
Brings
could have
up the
kept
front of the
fighting
cabin,
it
right?
to the death, but you didn't know how long that was going to take, and another lightning breath could have taken someone out, and that could have turned the tables very fast. I didn't know whether you were going to stay inside the carriages or outside. Like play around with that.
Oh,
I've
that
also
would have
now
been an interesting
learned.
fight.
I've also now learned that I'm never going to run a train combat again because Dale has fallen off the train twice in the 2 times I've run.
Train combat.
At least it wasn't
'Cause
moving this time.
Well,
What a good
was,
one shot that was.
Yeah, that was great. Because what was it? The train was moving. He pushed a gorilla out, and
It
the gorilla
was-
grabbed him.
Yeah, well, it was.
What was it now?
Yeah, we had the enemy in there,